I need 2 volunteers, 2 brothers, if possible, because I want to give an illustration. Hopefully you're not too big and you can fit into what I have. All right. Good. All right. So you stand here. You stand there. And I need you both to take off your jackets. I hope your shirts are in order. Now, let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 15, verse 11. Luke 15:11. Bible talks of 2 sons. I really need us to. Then he said, a certain man had 2 sons. Keep going, please. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me this portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided to them his livelihood. The father divided his livelihood. I want you to note that the inheritance was divided among the 2 sons, not just the prodigal son. And then he says, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything. But when he came to himself, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger? Could you go back to verse 16 for just a minute and give me the TPT version of that? He says, the son was so famished, he was willing even to eat the slop given to the pigs, because no one would feed him a thing. Keep going. Humiliated, the son finally realized what he was doing. And he thought, there are many workers at my father's house who have all the food they want with plenty to spare. They lack nothing. Why am I here dying of hunger, feeding these pigs? I want to go back home to my father's house, and I'll say to him, Father, I was wrong. I have sinned against you. I'll never again be worthy to be called your son. Please, Father, just treat me like one of your employees. And we'll come back to that. I want to give you a story of another son. I'm in Genesis chapter 37, verse 3. Genesis 37, verse 3. Now Israel's love for Joseph surpassed that for his other sons, because he was born to him in his old age. So Israel had made him a richly ornamented robe. So Israel had made a robe. Can I have my first robe? Please come closer to me so that people can see you. If you could stand here, this box here. You stand here. I need just one. Give me the one with the most color. The red one. It's Kamba colors. So, the father gave him a coat. I want you to watch this carefully. So Joseph now had a coat. Israel had made him a richly ornamented robe. Keep going. Next verse. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father loved him more than he loved them, why did they know he loved him? Because he had given him this coat. And they saw. And that they hated him and would not speak a kind word to him. Speak a kind word to him. One night, Joseph had a dream, and when he shared it with his brothers, they hated him even the more. Listen to this dream I had, he told them. There we were binding sheaves of grain in the field, and you know the story, and it goes on and he tells a story, and the brothers look at him and wonder. Then the Bible says he did not tell his father, but he got another dream. And in that other dream, I want to summarize because of time. In another dream, he went ahead and shared with the father what happened in the dream. And the father said, shall we, your mother and I and your brothers, bow down to your sheaf? What kind of dream is that? Do you really think that I and your mother and your brothers are going to come and bow to the ground before you? So his brothers grew more jealous of him, but his father kept pondering Joseph's dream. And most of you know the story, because at some point Joseph got into trouble and got thrown into a pit by his brothers, sold to the Egyptians, gets into Potiphar's house. You know the story. Gets into the prison, gets into the pit prison palace. And at the palace he meets another father. The Bible tells us, give me the white. The Bible tells us that when he got into the palace, he was given another coat. And this coat, the Bible says that Pharaoh ordered the servants to bring the coat. And he put the coat on Joseph. Two fathers giving a coat to the same man. The direction sometimes we lack is not that we don't have the dream, and we don't believe that God will give us the coat. But I want to title my message tonight, I'm in between coats. I'm in between coats. Meaning, I'm in between the coat my father gave me, which my brothers took from me, and the coat of promise. And I don't know what to do in between. And I pray tonight that as God is revealing to us how to build his church, that we'll begin to understand some things. Are you with me? If you're with me, say, I hear you. Now, the workings of things of God must be understood. Say, I'm in between coats. I know I'm Mkamba. I'm not saying goats. I'm saying coats. I'm in between coats. That means that I got a promise here and something happened. And on the journey, I'm not very sure how to stay connected until I see the day that was promised. And so tonight I want us to believe God for something that we have not heard or seen before. Now, I want you to understand that both sons, both Josephs, had coats. But this coat was taken. And it was taken by brothers. Sometimes what we lose is not taken by people from outside. Sometimes what we lose is taken by people very close to us. Sometimes what we lose is taken by people that we trusted, people that we desired that God would use to lift us up. I want you to look at a neighbor next to you and tell them, I'm not jealous of you. I'm going to work to make sure that you get to where you're supposed to get to.